Hey, yo, this is Pharoahe Monch. Right now, you're locked into GermanRhymes.de. You already know what it is. Keep it locked right there. One. So I'm going to grab that microphone right now. We're going to do it like this. Because the great Carl Rakim said, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. Listen to the wisdom. It ain't where you from, it's where you at. So when I ask y'all, where's hip-hop, I want y'all to say right here.
Ja, hier ist Tom von GermanRhymes.de. Heute sitze ich hier mit einer Legende, Pharoahe Monch. How you doing, my man? Your album just came out, and I think it was yesterday or so. You posted on Facebook that it's already in the Billboard charts and hit 10,000. Sold 10,000 times. So, how's that for you? How do you feel about that?
We were jumping around and doing cartwheels, kicking our heels yesterday because it exceeded expectation. The last record on a major, we all know record sales are down, but this is a really good thing for an album that is independent, no radio, no video, and it talks about the issues that it talks about. Yeah.
Definitely. So do you think the marketing strategy you already mentioned, like no radio, no videos out there except like the mini movie you made, is that a better way to promote the whole thing, being more like entertaining?
I think for us it was because probably my best video to date, and it's not ironic that it happened outside of a label structure because you're trying to meet so many different criterias, and it takes away from the art form. So I think when I'm allowed to be me, I think you get the best art. And like I said, on a major, I wouldn't have been able to even explain.
Brass knuckles are mastering ass, shaking the dads forward, flash forward, back flipping. New one so well I won't stop. Clock's ticking, got a rookie for a party that's ready to fight. Niggas, the world's a merry-go-round, a stereotype. Niggas, he's just spit in the face of a pit full of fight. Matter of fact, like this cat for a weight, nigga now. You know what, Germany? Hey, you right here. Fuck you. We wanna hear y'all say it back to them. Fuck you. Now. Louder! That wasn't good! Fuck you! No! Louder! Come on! Fuck you! Rockets on lock!
So the whole concept of the mini movie, is there some more to come? I mean, do you make like part 2 or something like that?
We're looking. I want to do something epic for Evolve and for Assassins, and we're just looking to do pretty much straightforward videos for Black Hand Side and Still Standing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for Black Hand Side because it's my favorite track on the album. So the whole album, I would say, is a concept album. Would you consider that the same, or?
I think it's an album within a concept album, and a concept album within inside of an album.
Okay, good explanation.
I think if you hear Still Standing and just Black Hand Side as a song outside of somebody's like, yo, let me play you this song, it's kind of like, oh, this is nice. This is smooth. Oh, that's Fonte. Yeah. I like this. Outside of the concept. Inside of the concept, it makes a little bit more sense in that after we discuss police brutality, we go into more of social sentiment, inner city, American Black. But I feel like that song relates to a wider thing because of the feel of the song. Like Drew Ha from Duck Down was saying that first listen, you might even feel alienated, but then it's his favorite song now, you know?
Shit on! What? Berlin makes
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
When it's hip hop.
So by the title meaning war, what is your personal war, or the most like say worst or hardest war you had to fight?
I think that would probably be the asthma, because the sickness affects me physically, emotionally, mentally, and although I've mentioned it in the past, it was difficult to write about. So the true war of me as an artist is probably that inner battle, which is why I'm an MC in the first place. Being introverted, not sleeping at night, medications push me to be the MC that I am, because when I started MCing, you know, having breathing issues, I could have been like, well, a hip, hop, skip to pop. But I was like, you know, I want to do flows that push the breathing technique and battle the asthma demon.
Any more, or?
Yeah, I mean, and so that, you know, that's the inner struggle.
What's going on, y'all? Y'all working with us or what? Fuck is up? Well, two. Yo, he don't know whether to party or take pictures. He indecisive right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so and taking it back to the album, because you already mentioned like the police brutality, for example, or like I would say to some extent, like the racism still like not on the surface, it's like kind of on the ground still, I would say, in the U.S. Because like when I've been there a couple of times, but I can't like relate to being having a different skin color or whatever. But how do you see that for yourself? Like how much do you see that in the States for yourself?
Well, it's more amplified and more under a microscope in cities like New York, because let's say the mayor is a businessman and he needs to do budget, and there's lack of sympathy or empathy in certain situations, traffic violations, whatever, for all people. So it's money, 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 money. Tickets, tickets, tickets. Fines, fines, fines. Parking, everything is at an astronomical price. And I feel like in those situations where the economy is suffering, the police are asked to write more tickets, arrest more people, bring more people into the jails and the prisons and get more money. So that's all private shit. And so in regular situations where you feel a police officer would have some discretion, oh, you know, I was driving and my asthma pump, and so I pulled over. Oh, okay, you know. Now, if they pull you over, it's like you have to be, you know, processed or given a ticket. There's no discretion. Yeah. So I understand that side, but from my perspective, it feels like instead of a ticket, they're looking for criminal activity and reasons to investigate criminal activity. And most people are not criminals. I just feel like my personal self, when I get pulled over, I feel like there's danger instead of, oh, officer.
I'm from Queens, New York, and my favorite group in the whole wide world is... What you got? Marilyn, we want to hear you.
The dates on the boulevard are living. Used to kick routines and the presence was fitting. It was...
So, like, I would say it's like different times. You get like a black president now, Obama, and like you, for example, in Europe, everybody thinks like this would change for the people, but does it affect, like, do you see there's like a difference having like a different president now?
I think what it has opened people's eyes to is the structure of government, where a lot of people, impoverished people, didn't pay attention to it before. It tells you the structure and personifies how much of a position and figurehead it really is in a system that's in place, with legislative and the different sections of government that are in place to, you know, run the country the way that it's ran, and it trickles down to privatized situations where he has no say over any of that shit, and no president did or does. You know, it's like you know, he runs and he's like, we really need to think about changing energy sources and finding new forms of energy, because we can't keep going the nuclear route, and we can't keep going the oil route. But yet and still, the private companies that control that in our country, as well as, you know, all of the other corrupt shit. So how do you work around that? You know what I mean? So for the most part, still a figurehead. I think for young black American children, it was a great image. Not in terms of idolizing, it's a wrong word, but just if you've never seen someone, for example, let's take the album. You can always go back to the album, this W.A.R album. The way it sounds, the producers, the beats, the lyrics. If this album wins a Grammy or goes to #1, it will inspire artists of all backgrounds to do more music like that. No.
The question is like, because like it's been like that in the early '90s, Public Enemy doing like political lyrics and all that, and I think it's got kind of quiet like in the 21st century. But now you come back with this. Is that like kind of like you want this times back, or is it just like nobody pays attention? I need to make this exclamation mark.
I don't think my music obviously isn't as radical as P.E. or Immortal or Dead Prez. I think we're on the same. Those are my brothers in terms of we think alike in terms of some of the same issues. I think this record is saying to people, or wanted to say to people, we need to evolve with science, education, and the thought process, and the media has you fooled as to what you can absorb. They're saying that people don't want to hear intellectual shit and musical shit, and the demographic for hip-hop is 11 years old to 18 years old. And it's just not the truth.
Right here, where is it? Right here, where is it? Right here, where is it? Right here, right here, where is it? Right here, where is it? Right here, my people's right here. Your face the fuck off like hockey, your face off like the rover. Face off like already.
So coming back from this perspective, because like there's like a lot of wars going on, especially in Africa, North Africa, and we get Japan with the radioactive crisis over there, and how did this reflect on your album? Did you consider that like while you were working on it, or how far? Because like the album took like 4 years, is that right? And then so how did?
I mean, that, like I said, it's all smoke and mirrors. The album took like 1.5 years, 2 years to do. I toured for a great deal of time, not even thinking about an album. Because you need to live and experience things to write those type of songs. If I want to sit down and go on YouTube and talk about make a Charlie Sheen song, I could do that, but how long does a Charlie Sheen song last after Charlie Sheen falls out of a window because he was fucking high on crack cocaine? You know, like, it's just trendy shit. I don't want to rhyme about Charlie Sheen, you know, so 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, you gain some more experience and can amass some more layers. I can put an album together faster now, but it won't be as layered as this record. For example, the intro to Evolve talks about the Haiti earthquake, the tsunami in Asia, and another earthquake. So we have a collage of news reports going into the song. Everyone's asking me, how did you get this tsunami report on your album when your album was done and it came out, you know, prior to or after it was done, after the tsunami incident in Japan. And it just goes to show you that those type of incidents are reoccurring, those type of songs are reoccurring, and they speak to the greater length of a project lasting and having some substance. So, you know, and we went back in, and that wasn't the first thing I did with that song. It was the last thing I did with that song.
So how imminent do you think is like the next new threat? Or like, and for example, for the U.S., I mean, there could be a big earthquake in Los Angeles or whatever.
People are saying that the West Coast is due for a major earthquake we have a nuclear plant in New York that's 200 miles from the city. So, you know, while I'm saying this shit weighs heavy on my heart, and most people are desensitized because they're like, I'm never going to Japan. I'm like, the issue is the whole planet's issue. It's everyone's issue.
Yeah. So, is that like, would you go to protests or whatever, or do you just protest through your songs?
How do you involve yourself in the world situation? I don't speak directly to this with the album, but these type of interviews help me speak for the record or the train of thought. I think if you are a part of a collective consciousness, then you sway the thought process of the people. When people, I hate just going back to the album, but just for an example, if people support this record in masses, then it will sway the assessment of what type of record this is if it's just not 2,000 people. So what's happening with the record, I believe, is that people are having conversation about it, you know? So if the media can't downplay nuclear reactors exploding in Japan because it's faulty, because the shit could affect so many different things. You have to report it.
It's just one-sided media.
Right. But like being aware of how the protests happen in Egypt and why, and the energy and the synergy around it moved people on other parts of the planet, other parts, Africa, and even just an awareness of being like, this isn't fair. Like, it's not fuck our government. It's like we should have health care, and I'm gonna start off with 100 people. Pharoahe is bringing 100 people to the city to talk, you know, to protest healthcare. And it's like, man, if he cares that much, 100 turns to 1,000, and then other people are like, you know, I have asthma too. Like, this is an issue.
So you had a couple shows before. You went to South by Southwest. How was that all working out?
South by Southwest was insane, man. So many groups. Basically, they're really expanding in terms of the hip hop. So many rap acts down there. Kweli, B.O.B., Jean Grey, Slaughterhouse, EPMD.
So basically all of them you meet in the summer when you come over to Europe at Splash Festival or whatever.
Exactly.
So did you link up with, is that like a good time to link up with all those guys, or do you make anything happen, or is it just for having a good time?
We did a couple of shows, so we weren't able, a lot of things were going on at the same time, so many people there. At the same time my event was going on, it was 3 other shows, but my event was sold out and packed because you had your choice of whatever you wanted to see. So I think it was me and Asher Roth and a couple other people and Knots. Really, really great performances. And other than that, we were just walking around the town, fucking around, drinking beer, and taking it easy when we could.
Sounds definitely like a good time. So maybe if we have the chance to go over there someday and see how this develops. So yeah, we're about to wrap it up. It was a really interesting talk talking to you, and all the topics we touched. And I hope we can do this in the future again, talk some more deep stuff, and let the people know what the government should do and what's going on out there. So yeah, just give us a last shout out to the viewers out there.
Yo, this is Pharoahe Monch, man. Thank you for your support, Germany. Record went on sale a couple days ago. I see people tweeting their copies of the album out here in Germany. If you don't have it, support that. If you have it, share it with a friend. If you can't afford it, rip it. It's on the internet. Rip it for free. Listen to it. Hit me on Twitter and tell me if you think it sucks. At Pharoahe Monch. And get at me. I'll respond.
Yeah, and be aware of the crisis out there. Peace.
Super psychologically, the girls you use wanna find you. Hey!
Hey!
Wanna hear you?
Germany!
Fuck you!
That's what I'm talking about.